All right, everybody, welcome to the second workout of the new year. Let's go ahead and get started with our warm-up. We're going to go ahead and do some high knees. Try and bring your hips up past parallel. Engaging your core. Remember to breathe. Switch it up, so do some butt kicks. Go ahead and jog in place, warming up your feet and ankles. Go ahead and do some jumping jacks, just like in gym class. All right, go ahead and do some arm circles. Try and, if you can, have your hands behind your shoulders and get that nice stretch in your chest. And reverse direction. Go ahead and make your circles bigger. Reverse direction. Go ahead and do opposite direction circles. And switch directions. Remember to keep your core tight and your glutes squeezed. Reverse directions. And we'll go ahead and make our circles a little smaller. Reverse directions. Make them a little bigger. We're going to reverse directions one more time. All right. I want you to go ahead and wake up your wrists. Get a nice roll. Exploring your range of motion and reverse directions. Switch arms. And reverse directions. Now we're going to go ahead and have our legs about shoulder width apart and hinging at your hips. I want you to sit back like you're sitting in a chair. And then when you come up, squeeze your glutes to bring your hips forward. Down, up. You should be exhaling at the top and inhaling at the bottom. Now, how we're gonna do our breaks in between sets is I'm gonna pick an exercise. You can pick your own if you like. And we're gonna do that in between our sets to keep our heart rate up and to burn more fat. All right. Go ahead and do another set. All right, go ahead and do your jumping jacks or high knees, butt kicks, shoulder circles, whatever you like. Keep your heart rate up. All right, go ahead and do another set of squats. And on your last one, I want you to go ahead and hold the deep squat. Your hips should be below your knees, and the heels of your feet should be flat against the floor. If you have a hard time keeping your heels on the floor, then try and come up a little bit. Or you can put something underneath of your heel. All right, now I want you to go ahead and with your elbows, spread in your hips, nice stretch. All right, come up, take a break for a second, back down into your deep squat. And up, and down. All right, just go ahead and shake it out. All right, now, if you want, you can grab a mat, put it in front of us, and with our feet together, I want you to put your hands on your hips. And go ahead and hinging at your hips, slide your hands down your legs, slowly, until they meet the floor. Go ahead and slowly walk our hands out in front of us. Hold the downward dog pose for a second. Walk back out into plank. Hands should be underneath of our shoulders. Stomach should be pulled into our backs. Glutes should be squeezed. All right. Lower down. Press up. Down. And on your last one, I want you to go ahead and slowly walk your hands back and slowly come up vertebrae by vertebrae. All right, and don't forget to do your jumping jacks. All right. And go ahead and come back to your mats. Feet together. Hands to your hips. Slowly slide your hands down your legs. Once they meet the floor, walk them out in front. Hold your downward dog pose. Walk out into plank. And go ahead, lower down for your push-up. Now you should be remembering to keep your core tight and glutes squeezed. Right, on your last one, we're going to walk our hands back. Hold our downward dog for a second. And walk back. Slowly come up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Right back to the mat. Feet together, hands to your hips. Slowly slide them down your legs. Walk your hands out. Hold your downward dog, pressing the earth away. Feeling that stretch in the back of your legs and your glutes. And walk out into plank. Hands underneath our shoulders. Our body is pulled into alignment, nice and straight. And we're going to lower down and up. Making sure you're inhaling on the down, exhaling on the up. And on your last one, walk your hands back into downward dog. Walk back and come up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Now I want you to come to your mat. And I want you to lower yourself to your knees. And from this position, I want you to put your hands on your heels and press your chest out. Look at the sky. Now this is a chest opener, but you should also feel it in your hips and your back. All right, release. Now I want you to go ahead and go into child's pose. Stretching your body out. Feeling a nice spread in your hips and a stretch in your back. Remember to breathe. All right. Back to sitting on your heels. Do another press up to the sky. Back to child's pose. right. Hands to heels. And back to child's pose. All right, now I want you to go ahead and take your mat, and we're going to put your mat up against the wall. Now you might want to take your shoes off for this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay and put our feet against the wall. We should have about a 90-degree angle in our legs. Put our hands at our side, and we're going to press our hips up by squeezing our glutes into a modified bridge. And back down, press up. This is great for your core, your glutes, just about your whole posterior chain. And I just want you to move with your breath. Exhaling when you press up, inhaling when you come down. And if you're like me, you might need to adjust a little bit. And to make this exercise more difficult, you can go up higher, or you can take weight and put the weight on your hips. Go ahead and do a couple more. All right, and hug your knees into your chest. All right, let's get up for a second. Get our heart rate up. And back to the mat. Now, if you want this time, we can do one leg at a time. And switch legs. And hug your knees into your chest. Right, back to your feet. Right, back to your mat. I'm going to switch it up a little bit with how I'm doing it this time. And feel free to explore and be creative with your bridges. We just want to keep in mind that we're working both sides evenly. Do a couple more. Hug your knees in your chest. Come to your feet. Pause it for a second. All right, guys, we're going to come back to our mats. Pause it for a second. Now grab something to put in between your legs. I've got a yoga block, and so I'm going to put it in between my legs and squeezing my knees together. I'm going to put my hands by my sides, and I'm going to press up and table, I think it's called, and down and up. Driving with your glutes, press your hips up to the sky. Exhaling at the top. Inhaling when you're down. Do a couple more. And come back to your mat. Now you can toss the block off to the side. And hover our knees over our chest. Hands out to the sides. We're going to let our knees roll in one direction, our head to the other. Back to center. And the other side. Now the hand you're looking at, we're going to keep up. The other hand, we're going to turn towards the floor. And of course, we want to make sure our shoulder blades are pulled in tight. And switch. Switch. We'll do a couple more. And on your last one, I want you to hug your knees into your chest. Go ahead and extend one leg. And switch. And switch. Switch. And we're going to come back to our mats. Now we did the tabletop this time. This time we're going to mix it up a little bit. So same position, feet out in front, hands at your sides. Bring your the heels in. And we're going to press up with our glutes. And now we're going to do crab walks. Slowly, moving your opposite arm and opposite leg. Remember to breathe. Now, when you're starting this exercise, this might be as far as you can get your hips up. But the ultimate goal is to be able to fully extend your hips up towards the sky. We'll just spend some time in this position, just getting used to it. And we'll go ahead and do our warm-up, or keeping our heart rate in between sets. I'm going to do some high knees. And whenever you're ready, we'll do one more set. All right, sitting on my butt, hands by my sides, bring my feet in, press up. Now with all of these animal crawls, it's great to just explore every direction, front, back, diagonally to the sides. And you'll find that you can get really, really good at these. All right, and take a break. All right, back to your mats. Hands out to the sides. Let your knees drift over to the side, your head to the other. Back to center. Do a couple more. All right, hug your knees in. Extend one leg, keeping the other one pulled in. And switch. Then this time I want you to extend both legs out in front, hands at your sides, bring your shoulders up off the ground. Now if you want, if this is challenging enough, you can hold it here. If you like, you can extend your arms out behind you. And relax. Go ahead and hug your knees in. And one more time. Extend your legs out. Either hands at your sides, shoulders off the ground. Or if you like, extend your arms to make it more challenging. And relax. All right, go ahead and come to your feet. Now find a wall. Standing, put your shoulder and your hip to the wall. I want you to reach your arm behind you and slowly let it climb up. Getting that nice stretch in your chest and shoulder and bicep. Now I want you to look the opposite direction. Extend one leg behind you. Remember to breathe. And relax. Other side. Hip and shoulder to the wall. Leg behind you. Look over your shoulder. And slowly walk your hand up the wall. And relax. Switch sides. Relax, switch sides. Now I want you to go ahead and bring your arms to your sides, and I want you to join your hands over top. Your hands should be meeting at the top, your biceps should be about by your ears, glutes should be squeezed, stomach should be pulled in tight. And we're going to go ahead and reach for the sky, continuing to breathe. When you exhale, inhale, your ribs should be pulling down. And when you exhale, reach for the sky. And just move with your breath. All right, so when you inhale, reach for the sky. When you exhale, let your ribs get pulled back down. Side. Feeling that stretch in your side and your hip. Back to center. And switch sides. Back to center. Now I just want you to flow with your breath. Now I want you to take one arm across your chest and pull at the elbow with your other arm. Don't let your shoulder come up high. We want to pull down into the socket. And each time you exhale, you should be pulling your elbow in a little farther. All right. Switch arms. Now we're going to go ahead and reach for the sky again. Hinge over, back to center. Hinge over, back to center. And we're just going to flow a couple times with our breath. By your side, extend one arm, gently pulling in the elbow. And switch sides. Switch. And switch, last one. And release. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.